The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Thitima Phansri. Chapter 10. Pirates. Tom's mind was made up now. He was gloomy and desperate. He was a lonely, friendless boy, he thought, when they found out what they had driven him to. Perhaps they would be sorry. Nothing would please them but to get rid of him. Let it be so, and let them blame him for the result. Yes, they had forced him to it at last. He would be lead a life of crime. There was no choice. By this time, he was far away from school, and the bell for lesson came faintly to his ear. The tears came into his eyes as he thought that he would never hear that old family style again. Just at this point, he met his best friend Joe Harper, who had evidently a great mournful purpose in his heart. Tom, wiping his eyes with his sleeve, began to moan something about his determination to escape from lack of sympathy at home by wandering into the great world, never to return. He ended by hoping that Joe would never forget him. But it appeared that Joe had also made up his mind to run away from home. He has been searching for Tom to give him this important piece of information. His mother had whipped him for drinking some cream, which he had not tasted and which he knew nothing about. It was plain that she was tired of him and wished him to go. As the two boys walked sorrowing along, they swore to stand by each other to be brothers till death relieved them of their trouble. Then they began to lay their plan. Joe wanted to be a holy man and live on bits of bread in a cave, and die as lot of coal, want and grief. But after listening to Tom, he agreed that there was some outstanding advantage about a life of crime, and so he consented to be a pirate. 3 miles below St. Petersburg, at a point where the Mississippi River was about a mile wide, there was a long, narrow, wooded island with a shallow sandbar at the head of it. This island would be a suitable meeting place. It was not inhabited, and lay far over toward the farther bank, facing a thick forest. So Jackson Island was chosen. Then they searched for Huckleberry Finn, and he joined them directly, for all professions were the same to him. They arranged to meet at a lonely spot on the river bank, 2 miles above the village, at their favorite hour, midnight. There was a small log raft there which they intended to capture. Each would bring hook and fishing line and such food as he could steal in the dark and mysterious way of the true pirate. During the afternoon, they told everyone that soon the town would hear something startling. All who got this wage knew were want to keep it a secret and wait. About midnight, Tom arrived with some meat and a few trifle, and stopped in the thick bushes on a steep slope overlooking the meeting place. He gave a low whistle Whisper, whistle, is what answered from the foot of the slope. Tom whistled twice more. The signal were answered in the same way. "Who goes there?" said a fierce voice. "Tom Sawyer, the black adventurer of the Spanish Sea. Give me your names." "Huck Finn, the red-handed, and Joe Harper, the terror of the oceans." Tom has provided this title from his favorite literature. "Give the password." To Whisper delivered the same awful word at the same time to the bracelet knight. Then Tom rolled me down the slope and let himself down after it, tearing both skin and clothes in the effort. There was an easy, comfortable path along the bank at the foot of the slope, but Tom knew that a real pirate preferred difficulty and danger to ease and comfort. The turtle of the ocean had brought a big bag full of love and had tired himself out carrying in there. Finn, the red-handed, had stolen a frying pan and a quantity of tobacco. The black adventure of the Spanish Sea said that they could not start without some fire. That was a wild thought, for matches were hardly known there in those days. They saw a fire upon a great raft 100 yards above, and they went and helped themselves to a glowing piece of wood. They made an exciting adventure of it, saying "shh" every now and then, suddenly stopping with finger on lip, moving with hand on imaginary knife, and giving order in fierce whisper. They knew that the raftsmen were all down at the village, but that did not matter. They had to steal the fire in the right particular way. They pushed up precisely, Tom in command, Huck at the after oar, and Joe at the forward. Tom with a gloomy face and forearm gave his order in a low, stern whisper. "Bring her to the wall." Aye, sir. Steady. Steady, easy, sir. What sail is she crying?" "Mainsail, sir." "Sander. Topsail up. Lively now." Aye, sir." As the boys steadily and uneventfully drove the raft toward mid-river, it was no doubt understood that these orders were given only for style, and were not intended to mean anything in particular. Hardly a word was said during the next 3/4 of an hour. Now the raft was passing the few glimmering light of the distant village. The black adventurer stood still with folded arms, taking a last look at the scenes of his former joy and later sufferings. He wished that those whom he had left forever could see him now on the stormy sea, facing hardship and death with a courageous heart. The other pirates were taking a last look too. They looked so long that they nearly floated past the island. But they discovered the danger in time, and at about 2 o'clock in the morning, the raft stuck on the sandbar. They walked backward and forward through the shallow water until they had landed their supplies. They had found an old sail on a little raft, and this they spread over some bushes and a tent of shelter their food. They themselves would sleep in the open air in fine weather as pirates should. They built a firewood, cooked some meat in frying pan and had it to supper with some of the loaf. It seemed glory fun to be fasting in that wild, free way far from civilization. The fire lit up their faith and the tree trunk around. After supper they stretched themselves out on the grass filled with contentment. "Isn't it jolly?" said Joe. "It is grand," said Tom. "I don't want anything better than this," said Huckleberry. "I don't get enough to eat usually, and here people can some and kick they worry me." Huckleberry now filled his pipe with tobacco, pressed a glowing coal to it, and blew out a cloud of sweet-smelling smoke. The other pirates envied him this impulsive wife, and secretly determined to adopt it soon. "What do pirates do?" asked Huck. "Oh, they have a fine time," said Tom. "They take a ship and burn them and get the money and bury it in awful place in their island where there are ghosts to watch it, and kill everybody in the ship. And they wear lovely clothes, all gold and silver and diamonds," said Joe. "I don't think I'm properly dressed for a pirate," said Huck, regarding his own clothes sadly, "but these are the only ones I've got." But the other boys told him that the fine clothes would come fast enough after they had begun their adventure. Gradually, their talk died out, and sleepiness began to steal upon the eyelids of the adventurer. The piece dropped from the finger of red-handed. The terror of the ocean and the black adventure has more difficulty in getting to sleep. They said their prayers silently, and laying down, since there was nobody there with authority to make them kneel and say them aloud. As they were about to fall asleep, an unwelcome visitor crept up and could not be driven away. It was contained. They began to feel outraged, feared that it was wrong to run away from home. They tried to argue it away by reminding Contained that they had taken sweet and cake and apple without permission dozens of times, but Contained would not accept such argument. In the end, they were forced to admit that running off with cake was only taking, while running off with meat and loaf of bread was plain, simple stealing, and there was a command against that in the Bible. So in their hearts they resolved that as long as they were pirates, they would have nothing to do with the crime of stealing. Conscience was satisfied, and these old pirates fell peacefully asleep.